Today we are going to learn about the counter and timing delays. In a many application, counter is used for the different purpose. ઘણી બધી એપ્લિકેશનમાં કાઉન્ટરનો ઉપયોગ ડિફરન્ટ એપ્લિકેશન માટે થાય છે. As an example, a counter is useful in accounting how many numbers have been already processed. કાઉન્ટિંગનો ઉપયોગ શું થાય છે કે અત્યાર સુધી કેટલા નંબરનું પ્રોસેસિંગ થઈ ગયું. ઓકે, each time process is done, counter is incremented by 1. Counter is incremented by 1. દરેક વખતે જ્યારે પ્રોસેસ થાય ત્યારે કાઉન્ટરને એકવારથી ઇન્ક્રીમેન્ટ કરવામાં આવે છે. સો વી હેવ ટુ ઇનિશિયલાઇઝ કાઉન્ટર બાય 0. અને ક્યાંથી ઇનિશિયલાઇઝ કરવું પડે? 0થી ઇનિશિયલાઇઝ કરવું પડે. એન્ડ each time when the number is processed, it is incremented, and this process is repeated until counter reaches to the maximum value or a 0. If we have started with the 0, it completes this process up to maximum value. क्या સુધી જશે? Any maximum value that we have already decided before starting of this execution. Up to that value, the counter is incremented by 1. When it comes on this maximum value, the counter stops. So this is the purpose of the counter. The same, what is the timing delay? The timing delay is very useful. Timing delay is very useful in providing delay in many applications. Now, which type of applications are required in a timing delay? So, suppose the display board. Suppose there is a display board. You have already seen the display board. Okay, in the display board, there is a sequence. Suppose one advertisement there. For after the 5 second or 10 second, the second advertisement will be there. After that, third advertisement will be there. So in that way, you can convert or you can place the timing delay between two sequence, between two execution. Okay, so between two successive display, an appropriate timing display is required. Between two successive display, proper timing delay is required. Otherwise શું થશે? Otherwise contents of the display, contents of display are not properly visible. જો ટાઈમિંગ ડિલે વ્યવસ્થિત નહીં હોય તો શું થશે? If timing delay is not proper, then the contents of the display is not properly visible. એના જે content છે એ properly visible થતા નથી. A counter is also useful in accounting number of occurrences of an event, while delay routine provides required time delay between two successive events. So main difference is there. Difference between counter and timing delay. What is the difference? The difference is that the counter counting the event, whereas timing delay, it provides required time delay between two successive events. This is only counting the event 1, 2, 3, 4. But between 1 and 2, this provides the proper timing delay. To increment and decrement the counter, we have to use INR or DCR instruction. We will see how it counts with the use of a flowchart. Suppose first, for the counter, we have to initialize the counter. The first process is initialize. Okay. The second, after the initialization, we have to display the count. Then we have to going to the next. So we have to update counter. Then see the condition. Is this the last count? We have already decided the last count. Okay. So see, is this last count? So there will be two possibilities. Either it is no or yes. If it is no, then again goes to the display count, again update the counter. Then every time the loop is continuous. Whenever there is a last count, it comes on the next procedure. So this is the counting flowchart. Okay. Now the same is occurred in the timing delay. There is a requirement of the exact timing delay. So first we have to load register. પહેલા આપણે શું કરવું પડશે? રજિસ્ટર ને કોઈ એક ચોક્કસ સિક્વન્સ દ્વારા લોડ કરવા પડશે. Okay. Then we have to decrement the register. Okay. Then see, condition is register is equal to 0. If it is no, then going to here and again decrement the register. If it is yes, then it is going to the next procedure. So this is the flowchart of timing delay. Okay. So this is the counting. This is the timing delay. Okay. Now we will see the next. We will see the timing delay with the use of the example. Suppose I have a 3 instruction. See here. You have to compulsory see here. Suppose I have instruction MVI C FFH. See here. I have already written over here. You can see here the first. See here, first I have load register, so I have load register C. Then we are using decrement C. પછી શું કરીએ છીએ? Decrement C. So there is a second procedure. Now is register 0? So we have to use here jump if not 0. Where we have to jump? We have to jump at decrement. So we have to put here label next. So okay, and then next procedure is start. Okay, so now see here how many times it jumps. So these are the instructions. Now we have to count here the number of T states. This required 7 T states. Okay, 3 for opcode fetch and third remaining 4 are for the FFS. The decrement C requires 4. T state. And jump if not 0 if condition is true, if condition is true, then it requires 10 t states, and is false, then it requires 7. Okay, so this is known as a CL. This both are known as a CL, this 4, and this is a initial count. This is the initial count. Okay, but every time our condition, because we have started with FFH, so total how many time it jumps, total how many time jumps occurred, it jumps FFH, it is the 255, it is the 255. કેટલા વાર જમ્પ કરશે? 255 વારે જમ્પ કરે છે. ઓકે, so the main equation for requirement of the how many number of total t states are required, so total number of t state is equal to CI means initial count plus n cross CL means that minus 3. Okay, so this much is required, this much is required, CL minus 3. Now see here how many t states are there. So first we have to count, this is 7, this is 7. Okay, now what is n? It jumps up to 255, so put here 255. What is CL? CL is a, every time our condition is a true, every time our condition is a true, so there is a 10 plus 4, so it's a 14. Okay, minus 3, minus 3. So first 14 minus 3 is a 11. First we have to count this, so it's a 11. Okay, so 14 minus 3, 14 minus 3 is a 11. So 11 is multiplied by 255, so it's a 2805. So first multiply this 255 plus into 14, so that is 7 plus 3570 minus 3. So the total is a 3574 number of t states. So how many t states are generated from these two instructions? It's a 3574. It's a 3574. Now how much time it required? How much time it consumes? So we have to use here T is equal to number of t state multiplied by time of t states. Okay, now see here, if the frequency, operating frequency f is equal to 2 megahertz, then t is equal to 1 upon f. This time of t state can be counted, that we have already studied in the basic electronics. T is equal to 1 upon f. T is equal to 1 upon f. So 1 upon 2 raised to 10, 2 into 10 raised to 6. So it's a 0.5. Okay, so 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 6 seconds are there. Okay, so it will be 0.5 microsecond. Now see here, 3574 into 0.5 microsecond. Okay, so 3574 multiplied by 0.5, so it's a 1787 microsecond. If it is converted into the millisecond, then so this much delay is generated by this instruction that we have written. Okay, so in this way we can generate the timing delay. We can also we can also count the n from the, suppose you have given a timing delay routine. Suppose you have given the timing delay routine, then you can also count the number of t states required. Okay, so this is the program, or this is the timing delay how we can generate. Now we are going to the next step. The last theory of this is the procedure and macro. So today you have to write the two questions. First is explain counter and timing delay, and the second question is procedure and macro. What is a macro? Macro is a group of repetitive instruction. Macro is a group of repetitive instruction in a program which are codified only once. એને કોડ એક જ વાર કરવામાં આવે છે. ઓકે, so they are codified once and can be used many times. એને ઘણી વખત આપણે યુઝ કરી શકીએ છીએ. At the moment when the macro is executed, each parameter is substituted by the name or the value. Okay, when macro is executed, each parameter is substituted by the name or value. We can say that a procedure is an extension of the determined program. Procedure શું છે? What is procedure? Procedure is an extension of determined program where macro is a module with specific function which can be used by different program. Okay, so what is a procedure? Procedure is a extend whatever you are the determinant you have written the program, that is extended by the procedure, but the macro is the module in which the specific function which can be used by the different program. Okay, so procedure work on the one program, macro works on the different program. So the parts which make macro, the parts of the macro are one, declaration of macro. Second, first we have to declare, then we have to code the macro, and third, macro termination directive. Okay, so these three parts are the main of the declaration of the macro, code the macro, and macro termination directive. The declaration of the macro is how we can declare. So first you have to write name of macro, then you have to write AMACRO. Okay, then you have to use parameter 1, 2, 3, whatever the parameters you can use. Okay, even though we have the functionality of the parameters, it is possible to create macro which does not need them. The directive of the termination of the macro, this is the initialization. આ શું છે? This is the initialization. Okay, the termination is you have to use AND, ANDM. This is the termination. Okay, so this is the termination. Okay, suppose I have used here the position, name the position macro. So determine position on the screen. So I have to write the name of the macro, that is position, then macro, then two parameters, it's a row and column. Okay, then I have to write all the instructions. At the end I have to use here AND. Okay, so this is the procedure and macro. Okay, now in the next lecture we will start the unit number 6. Jai Swaminarayan.